China has conducted a day of military drills around Taiwan this week in a worrying show of force in what it has called a stern warning to Taiwan's, quote, separatist forces. China's claims that it has sovereignty over Taiwan are nothing new, of course, but this level of signalling of some kind of attack kind of is. This is the fourth round of war games around Taiwan in the past 2 years by China. But this time, the Taiwanese authorities said that they detected 125 Chinese aircraft, including jets and drones, a record number.
China's irrational and provocative drills not only threaten stability in the Taiwan Strait, but damage the development of cross-strait relations and peace in the Indo-Pacific.
China's Navy, Air Force, Army and Rocket Force were all involved, as German TV network Deutsche Welle reported.
The drills serve as a stern warning to the separatist acts of Taiwan independence forces. It is a legitimate and necessary operation for safeguarding state sovereignty and national unity.
The drills come just a few days after Taiwan celebrated its National Day, the first under Taiwan's new president, Lai Ching-te. In his address, Lai said Beijing had no right to represent the people of Taiwan, infuriating Beijing. Analysts say the Chinese exercises were expected.
I think it's very easy to look at these sort of high-scale military drills that the PLA puts on after any time a Taiwanese leader makes this kind of speech now and just sort of have this guttural reaction of fear and panic that this could be a pretext to war, and that's absolutely not what this is.
That said, in Taipei, residents can't completely ignore the threat.
Over the past 3 or 4 years, we've felt China's intimidation increase. We have to continue living normally. It does make us increase our vigilance, but for most people, it won't directly impact our daily life.
That's part of a report on YouTube from Deutsche Welle TV. So how does all this impact Australia? Well, it could, quite a lot. Recently, the American Wall Street Journal newspaper has released an interesting video on the strategic importance of Australia to the United States military strategy for Asia. The biggest threat, of course, being the very assertive nature of China's President Xi Jinping's stance on Taiwan.
As tensions between the U.S. and China continue to increase, America is sending thousands of troops to Australia and building infrastructure at key locations in the country. The U.S. and China have described Taiwan as the region's most volatile flashpoint. Taiwan is regarded by China as part of its territory, and Beijing has vowed to take control of the island by force if necessary. President Biden has said the U.S. would intervene militarily if that happened, potentially bringing America and China into direct conflict.
And us as a result. The Wall Street Journal's Australia reporter, Mike Cherney, says that the U.S. is sending tens of billions of dollars to upgrade infrastructure at several of these Australian sites.
Tyndall is one of those sites, an airbase that will soon be able to host up to 6 B-52 bombers, long-range aircraft that can carry nuclear weapons. The runways and facilities here are being significantly expanded, making Tyndall one of the only bases in the region able to host B-52s. American Marines and fighter aircraft operate from bases in the north. U.S. military equipment is being stored over 2,000 miles away in the south. And American nuclear submarines will soon start rotating through a naval base on the west coast. Should war break out, the U.S. can send these forces to its network of bases spread throughout the region.
There are 2,000 U.S. Marines in Australia, commanded by Colonel Brian Mulvihill.
Nobody wants a war with China, so how do these forces deter and bring stability to the region? It's really our main focus.
We traveled with the Marines deep into the outback to see how they are fine-tuning a strategy seen as critical to fighting China in its neighborhood.
Mike Cherney's full report can be found on the Wall Street Journal channel on YouTube. He goes into more detail about the US strategy and Australia's role in it should China ever decide to invade Taiwan.
Any U.S. military action in the region would involve America's large military bases in South Korea, Japan, and Guam. But these bases and their fuel and logistics facilities would likely be targeted by China in the early stages of a conflict. Any reinforcements being sent from the U.S. West Coast to Asia could take days to arrive. Huge new tanks have been built in Australia's north to allow more American aircraft to refuel.
The idea of creating infrastructure and to be able to forward posture capabilities is really important for us.
US Marines Australia Commander Colonel Brian Mulvihill speaking to the Wall Street Journal. If you have a Netflix or other streaming media account from a global company and you're on holidays and log in from another country, you may have noticed that shows that are available in those other countries are different. That's because different media companies have different deals with different streaming services in different countries. Imagine being able to log into Netflix, though, as if you were in America, or maybe a country that speaks a language other than English that you speak, to access more shows, but you can do it all without leaving your couch here in Australia. Well, there is a way. Private Internet Access VPN is a virtual private network. You download their app onto your phone, your TV, your computer, whatever you use, and it'll route your data through a different server location. Not only can you access more content, but a VPN keeps you safe and secure and your family safe so that you can't be tracked by prying eyes of big government and big corporations. And it will not massively slow down your internet speeds or make it harder to use your devices like some other VPNs do. Private Internet Access, PIA VPN. It's quick and easy to install, and once you've downloaded it, that is pretty much it. And the great news is if you sign up for PIA VPN, you are also helping the other side heaps and getting great value for money as well. And you can sign up using our special Other Side code for less than $3 a month. That's a whopping 83% off the normal price, and you'll get the first 4 months free. Just go to piavpn.com/otherside right now to get our special deal. That's piavpn.com/otherside. If you like that clip, there's more where that came from in our full show, The Other Side. You can watch it right here, the latest episode. And please subscribe to our channel by pressing the subscribe button right here or down here. And remember to click that notification bell too. It all helps. Join us and become part of The Other Side.